Listen closely, because what I'm about to share could change everything you thought you knew about the Sussex family. It wasn't a dramatic announcement or a screaming headline. It was just one quiet sentence from Lady C that hit like a shockwave through royal circles. Archie lives in the UK with his mother. And no, that mother is not Meghan Markle. Think about it. Of all the stories swirling around Meghan since 2018, none seem to hit harder than questions about her children. Not the claims of palace tensions, not the legal battles, those she handles with ease. But this topic, it sharpens her responses every time. Why? Because it touches something she can't easily control, the facts of physical reality. Observers have pointed out how tightly everything about Archie and Lilibet is managed. Rare photos, always carefully chosen, brief and distant. Privacy is the reason given, but other high-profile parents share everyday moments without issue, even while valuing their family space. Here, everything feels perfectly staged, with no spontaneous glimpses of real family life. Lady C's comment explodes because it challenges something undeniable: location. A child is either in California or in the UK. No statement can change geography. And critics say this is why the topic keeps growing. Not because of obsession, but because clear answers are never provided. Instead, we get deflection and calls for empathy. Let's look at the timeline, because dates don't bend to narratives. Harry and Meghan married in May 2018. Archie arrived in May 2019, suggesting conception around August 2018. That period was intense in their relationship, with reports of close, constant connection. So how does another maternal figure fit in? It raises questions that the official story doesn't fully quiet. Then there's the controlled images. Photos released are cropped, distant, ages sometimes hard to pin down, settings vague. They're more like carefully prepared displays than natural family snapshots. Why not one clear, ordinary moment? A park visit, a casual outing, the kind many protected families still experience. Instead, glimpses are limited, just enough to keep the story going, but never enough to end the doubts. Critics argue that children appear as symbols more than individuals, with access and visibility tightly managed. Appearances are short, faces often turn away, scenes lacking the usual energy of childhood. True privacy is consistent and low-key. It doesn't need constant explanation. What we see feels more like careful presentation. In one scenario whispered about, Archie is Harry's biological son, but from a brief early situation in the marriage, kept private. That would explain intense control, not just protection, but maintaining the central role in the story. Staying in the relationship then becomes about influence, with the secret providing leverage. Another possibility, a planned arrangement with a UK-based surrogate for discretion. Everything agreed up front, until bonds formed and plans shifted. Biology pulls strongly, making distance difficult. For someone focused on narrative control, a child not carried personally might feel like a complication rather than a connection. Either way, the pattern points to control over the story, not just the child. Harry travels frequently to the UK. His expressions often tense in interviews there. If there's a quieter life across the ocean, his actions make sense. A father balancing two worlds. Photographs meant to reassure often do the opposite, inviting closer scrutiny because details feel off or incomplete. Speculation thrives where clarity is absent. If the goal is true privacy, why share selective moments at key times? The contradictions build, protection when questioned, but visibility when it supports the brand. This is why the whispers persist. Not endless drama, but unanswered loose ends. Evidence feels solid when it's straightforward and open. Here, it requires interpretation, and that gap keeps questions alive. Imagine the contrast. A calm, everyday life in a modest UK setting. Routine, stable, away from spotlight. A father visiting privately, building quiet memories. Versus the public side, polished platforms, strategic shares, a narrative built for attention. Truth tends to emerge gradually, through inconsistencies and time. Until full clarity comes, the mystery lingers, a story of a child caught between continents, with a silence that's only growing louder. What do you think is really going on here? The puzzle pieces don't quite fit yet, but they're adding up fast. Stay tuned, because this could rewrite the entire Sussex chapter. Just when the persistent whispers about the Sussex children seemed poised to explode into something undeniable, December 2025 delivers a series of calculated releases that shifted the ground once again. Beautiful, affectionate glimpses of Archie and Lilibet that feel like direct countermeasures to years of doubt. But even these heartwarming moments haven't fully silenced the questions. Instead, they've sharpened the focus on why full clarity remains so carefully guarded. Picture this. On December 19th, the Sussexes unveiled not one, but two holiday statements. First, a polished year-end video from the newly rebranded Archwell Philanthropies, recapping their global work and ending with rare footage of the family in action. There were Archie, now 6, confidently walking alongside his parents, and Lilibet, eagerly helping push a trolley loaded with meals prepared for those in need during a Thanksgiving volunteer session in Los Angeles. Their striking red hair caught the light, their movements full of energy, clear signs of growing children thriving in a hands-on, charitable environment right here in California. Then, Meghan shared a never-before-seen family portrait on Instagram, the four of them on a small wooden bridge in the lush gardens of their Montecito home. Harry embracing Archie in a warm, playful hug, Meghan bending down tenderly to hold Lilibet's hands, genuine affection radiating through coordinated outfits and soft smiles. The caption was simple yet powerful. Happy holidays from our family to yours. These images paint a vivid picture of settled life in Montecito, volunteering together, garden moments, a family rooted across the ocean. Yet for critics, these releases highlight the ongoing paradox. If privacy is the absolute priority, why time such intimate shares precisely when speculation peaks? The photos are stunning, showing unmistakable family traits and real connection, but faces often angled away or partially hidden, settings private and staged in perfection. Childhood energy is there, but filtered through curation, no messy, unguarded chaos like everyday families endure. True privacy, some argue, doesn't announce itself or require strategic timing. It simply exists without explanation. Voices like Lady Colin Campbell continue to echo concerns from earlier in the year, calling for traditional verification to uphold succession integrity and end unnecessary ambiguity. Questions about timelines, protocols, and why not the straightforward openness expected in royal circles linger, even as estranged voices occasionally amplify doubts. But these latest glimpses, more visible than ever, seem designed to counter that narrative, emphasizing normalcy, growth, and philanthropic involvement as a family unit. Harry's solo trips to the UK add intrigue. Tense interviews, divided expressions. If the children are fully embedded in California life, as these updates strongly suggest, helping with charity, exploring home gardens, inheriting that signature red hair, why the persistent pull elsewhere? Skeptics see split realities. Supporters see balanced roots. The surrogacy theories and alternative scenarios refuse to vanish entirely because gaps in official records and controlled access leave room for interpretation. Medical variations are dismissed as normal by experts, and the couple's anecdotes of parenthood ring relatable. Yet institutions demand certainty, especially for lineage, and selective visibility, beautiful as it is, doesn't always provide that. As 2025 draws to a close, with the family celebrating quietly in Montecito, volunteering side by side, and these affectionate portraits dropping like gentle rebuttals, the debate feels at a crossroads. Are we witnessing fierce protection in a relentless media world, gradually opening up on their terms? Or does the measured control, enough to humanize, never enough to verify, keep the mystery thriving? These contradictions provoke without accusing. Protection invoked amid scrutiny, yet visibility leveraged for warmth and relevance. Ambiguity can be powerful, turning questions into debates over empathy versus evidence. But with Archie and Lilibet now stepping into the frame more boldly, pushing trolleys, hugging parents, growing tall and confident, the story leans toward joyful, everyday reality. Imagine the alternative fading. No hidden divides, just a family choosing shares that highlight values over verification. Truth often reveals itself through time and consistency. Until absolute light floods every corner, the whispers may soften but not disappear entirely. A royal enigma balanced between continence, privacy, and public curiosity. What hits you hardest in these new images? The undeniable family warmth pushing back against doubt, or the subtle curation that leaves just enough unanswered? Is this the shift toward quieting speculation, or evidence that narrative mastery remains the priority? Tell me your thoughts in the comments. Your insights always spark the best discussions. And if these dramatic royal revelations keep you coming back, smash that like, subscribe to Royal Empire today, and ring the bell for notifications. We're diving deeper with every update. The story is far from over. See you soon.